Woot, I am live. Welcome to Growing Gratitude. I am Becca Laurie Hector, your host of Growing Gratitude every week here on this channel on Sundays at 10 a.m. And as you heard the car go by, we are outside today. You guys, I made it. I beat the laziness and I made it outside today. It is a beautiful day here in Maine. It is going to get warmer, but we are out in the morning and enjoying the sunshine. So welcome to it. Growing Gratitude is where we talk about the things that are challenging about being an autistic adult right now. And then we talk about all the things we do to motivate ourselves through them, including all of the glimmers that we run into along the way, because they are what keep us waking up every morning. So good morning, everyone. Morning, Bernard. We are here in the backyard. I'm already hot. I have the Sunday hoodie on. This is my house hoodie. That's what I like to call it, my house hoodie, that I wear over my PJs or when I'm running out of the house or whatever. It's covered in cat fur, probably has dog slobber on it. I try not to wear it out publicly, but it is my Sunday sweatshirt that I wear with you guys. But I think it's really almost too hot for that. So welcome to Gratitude. I have a few glimmers to share with you today, but also I have some stuff that I've been thinking about. So first, I guess let's talk about the things I've been thinking about. We can end with the glimmers and keep us motivated. Let's see. What are the thoughts, Becca? Oh, the newsletter. So the newsletter, I just finished it. So if you're not, I'm going to say it now. If you are not signed up for Monthly Musings, which is my free monthly newsletter, please, please, please look down into the description. There's a link to sign up for the newsletter right there. It is, as I mentioned, free. And the August newsletter is coming out in a week. I just finished putting the draft together. And we're going to be talking about in the whole newsletter about kind of taking space, taking quiet, taking time away from the noise of the world, right, to process and return to self, which is what the whole issue is going to be about. And that's what I want to talk about. Hey, Morgan. So that's what we're going to talk about today. It's loud out there. I am too hot in the sweatshirt. It's not working for me. Hold on. I can't. Too hot. Too hot. Can't temperature regulate. Okay. So right now in the world, it is loud. If you live in the United States, it's especially loud about us. Our community is being spotlit in the negative over and over and over again. And by our community, I mean the autism community, I mean the disability community, I mean the large portion of the autism community that is also LGBTQIA is also being spotlit in the negative. And so it's rough out there. Right. And just a few days ago, we got the lovely news that the United States is headed in the direction of institutionalization. Yeah, we're going to just go back in time to all the bad ways we did stuff. And so it's really a mess out here in this world. And it is hard to hang on to your own personal truths when the noise of other people's truths and their lies is out there too. Right. And so I've been thinking a lot about that, about how our brains aren't really built for that. Right. This whole internet thing with instant news and at the amount of instant news that we get, and that you have to then sort through it for the truth. Right. Is really more information than our human brains were designed to have, right? All of these developments around information are relatively new, and there's no way that our brains have had a chance to adjust, right? And we all of us, autistic or not, feel that now. You can feel it in the energy. You can feel it everywhere, right? Everyone is exhausted. And there's a lot of talk of returning to the village, right? You see a lot of that out there. Hey, Burnett. Where folks are saying we need to return to the village of thinking, right? And the idea of that is it's great that we know what's happening out in the whole big world out there, but most of us only have impact in this little tiny circle in which we belong, right? And we can only impact so much of that. And so what folks used to do is live in villages, right? We used to live in villages, and then sometimes you'd get news from the other villages, maybe like once a week, right? But for the most part, everyone was focused on their village. And if each group was focused on their village and not everybody else's village, everyone was kind of right? Succeeding and being comfortable and all that. News came in at a certain pace. And if you want to even pull it further, into more modern times, of course, we even used to just get the news once a day. Do you remember when like the news was on once a day? And that was it, maybe twice, like the morning and the evening, right? Newspapers, the big paper came out on Sunday. If you just read the Sunday paper, you had most idea of what was going on in the world, right? Once a week. That is not what's happening for us right now. We get it. If you wanted new news every time you logged onto your phone and you wanted to refresh your little feed wherever you are, like every minute, you'd see new news if you wanted it, right? If you train your algorithm to show you those things, right? Or you even if you just don't train your algorithm and you're just darn it trying to keep up with the news, right? I just realized that I'm doing this entire gratitude with these crazy glasses on. I wouldn't take myself seriously. Let me change and put on my regular glasses so that we don't feel like that. Um, but that's what I've been thinking about. I've been so consumed with like, this isn't the way we're supposed to function, right? It's not helpful to our mental health and or our success as human beings, right? To be inundated by this much information. It gives us decision fatigue. It creates cognitive dissonance for us. It exhausts us, right? And it also zaps our attention and energy away from the things that really matter to us, right? As individuals and to our little villages, so to speak, right? Whether you think of your village as your family or your neighbors, however you decide what your village is, right? And so that's kind of where I've been. It's like, this is too much for me. It's too much for me for a reason. It has almost nothing to do with my autism and everything to do with my humanity, right? Um, and so in all of that, I realized that it's too much. It's too much. And I've gotten to the point where, like I used to say, I know I'm on my phone a lot. I know I'm on these websites a lot. And that's because my friends are there, is what I used to say, right? All my friends are online, I used to say. But the truth is, there's so much information out there that it's really hard to even connect with your friends, right? If you think about your feeds, how much of your feeds is actually, the people that you're wanting to connect with, and how much of it is sponsored ads? How much is what the algorithm is throwing at you? How much of it is, what somebody's selling, right? And so it's not about connecting to friends anymore. It's about trying to find my friends in this mass of other information, right? And so what used to be a great way to keep up with friends and family now feels like a way to overwhelm yourself in about 0.3 seconds. So we got to be able to do something about it. That's how I'm feeling about it. I need to make some changes for myself. I've done a lot around setting boundaries around the internet for work versus personal. But now I need to like focus on that personal internet use and really ask myself if that's where I want to be spending my time. Because I feel the impact. I'm feeling the impact on my mental health, on my physical health. Um, and it's making me feel unempowered and sad and hopeless about the world, angry at other human beings who I don't even know, right? A lot of things. It's bringing up a lot of old feelings. And so I really feel at this time, it's just too loud. And that's what, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write the newsletter about that, about how it's all too loud and how the different ways that we can shut that off. And if you've taken the course, this is really just about boundary setting and input and output, right? I don't want to be consumed by talking about the T word. Okay. I don't want to be consumed with all of the evils of the world because I know there's still good things happening out there. Nobody is talking about them, right? Because we are just so distracted by the large amount of bad things happening, right? And all I need to do is like close my phone, right? I just was gonna close the laptop. Imagine if I had just closed the laptop on you guys, it would just get boop gone. But that's how I feel. I just want to close it because I don't feel like I'm connecting with people anymore. I connect with you guys once a week. If you join me on Patreon, I connect with you over there. If we see and share each other's stuff on the internet, that's great. But that's even getting harder to do, you guys. So I miss you. I miss that connection. I miss connecting with my friends who are also trying to get through all of the garbage to get to me, right? Um, and I feel like, ew, it's working. Like, ew, their garbage is working. And we need to return to this village mentality. Like, it's one thing to know what's going on, right? It's another thing to pick apart every single video of somebody and sit there all day long picking apart all the different videos, the old ones, the new ones, the language that people use. Oh, here comes the cat. Oh, don't turn off the computer, please. Okay, yay, we made it. We survived catwalk. That was Nora, just letting you know. She just had to be here and just walk on through. But yeah, we're all out here. Anara's out here. I have my Schmidt. He's my other cat. He's down here on the grass. All the dogs are out. Antonio's over here. We're all outside because in about 15, 20 minutes, it's going to be too hot to be out here. But in any case, that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling disconnected by this over connection, it feels like. That was really cool. I am feeling disconnected by the over connection of everything that's happening. And so I need to go through and kind of cleanse that out. And I feel like August lends itself to that. Like there's a laziness about August in the States because right for us, it's summertime and August is our hottest month. And there, you know, everything is really kind of grown and just kind of sits and everything just languishes in the sun and the heat of August. And it's a very slow month. And the way that December is also kind of slow, right? And I talk a lot about trying to follow those energies, the seasonal energies, the energies of what's going on around you, not just what you create for yourself. And so there's a sense that August is a great time to return to the quiet, right? To kind of edit out some of that loud and rethink the input that's happening for you. Oh, breeze. That's happening for you. Because when we return to that quiet, we begin to hear ourselves again. You can hear your own thoughts, your own beliefs, your own values, your own priorities all over again. And right now, the outside world is too loud for us to connect with that stuff. So we have to take ourselves away from it to get reconnected to that and not be pulled off task or pulled out of alignment from the things that we're choosing to focus on. So those are my big overreaching thoughts for this week. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, please sign up because I'm going to talk about it some more in there, and I'll give you some challenges and practical tools as well in that. And there is a really fun announcement coming out for you guys in that newsletter too, which I'm finally excited to be able to share with you guys. So I'm looking forward to newsletter coming out. I think it's August 5th is the first Tuesday in August, and I will send it out then. So please make sure you're signed up. And now let us give a moment for the glimmers. I will tell you that the only way to get through this life is to catch the glimmers, to remember to pause for them, to enjoy them in their fullest, because there is just so much crap out in the world, so much garbage, and so many really, really genuinely terrible people we have to protect ourselves from, right? So as you know, you guys, I am back. I'm in the movement phase. I am happily, I'm telling you, I will check in for accountability. I am doing 5 miles on the bike a day, every day now. I take off 1 day a week, which is Thursday, because that is the day that I've done like work for 4 days and the exercise for 4 days. So I take off Thursdays, but I am 5 miles a day. I just tightened my tension the other day. So I am with it and I'm doing it. And then there are days when the weather complies and we get to add kayaking to that whole picture. And yesterday, Antonio and I did a long kayak. We did like, I don't know how many miles, but we did like 3-hour kayak yesterday, back and forth. And it was, I mean, nature was given yesterday. We saw so much stuff. We got right away into the stream and we saw immediately out of the gate a heron. We saw 2 more later in the day. So we saw those. We saw a bunch of ducks, baby ducks, flying ducks, different kinds of ducks, a duck that just wanted to stare at us. Lots of them. We saw not 1, but 2 eagles. In fact, they are a mated pair of eagles that we saw, and I saw their nest. One of their nests. There are multiple nests for eagles. So I saw one of their nests and we had a good old flyby. I got a bunch of amazing pictures of the eagle. I am still waiting for like the one photo that catches my breath. So I think I'll be eagle photographing for quite some time. What else did we see? We saw a loon. And we saw, I think, 2 different otters, maybe 3 different otters. We're not entirely sure, but it was an otter day yesterday. And one of the things that I love the most about Christmas time is Emmett Otter's Jug Bad and Christmas. So if you've never seen that, you should go check it out this Christmas. But I love Emmett Otter. And so when we saw real otters yesterday, and it felt like we were in the movie because it's exactly the way the stream is set up and the vegetation with exactly the way car. Jerk. Okay. Exactly the way that Emmett's little land is set up in this Jim Henson thing. And so every time we go there, I think about Emmett Otter. And yesterday we actually saw the Emmett Otters and it was so adorable. And I tried to take pictures, but they swim with barely anything over the water. So there's like the tip of their head and then the tip of their tail comes out at the end. So it's really hard to take a picture. It just looks like a log floating through the water. But I took a bunch of those. And we saw fish jumping out of the water. Dragonflies and damselflies landed on us. It was a really, really full nature day yesterday. And so we really, really enjoyed that. And there were some like amazing glimmers to hear this. Oh, we saw an osprey also. It's an amazing sound to hear an eagle fly past you. They make it the noise, the sound, not the noise, the sound that their wings make. It's like a woof, 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 like that when they fly by. It's insane, you guys. The first time we ever saw eagles in real life, we were on our honeymoon in Alaska, but now we live in eagle territory and we get to see them all the time. And so yesterday it was real up close and personal. We got to see them a whole bunch of times. Never ever less amazing. They're just so big. Yeah. So those were my glimmers from yesterday. I know I've had a whole bunch more. Like right now, I'm just looking down into the grass. My Schmidt, my black and white cat, he's just down here in the grass, flat, living his best cat life right now. He's so happy. And that for me is even a glimmer. So my words to you today are, we need to return to the quiet a little bit. I don't know what that means to you, returning to the quiet, but I know what it means to me, and I hope you'll take some time today to think about what that means to you, and I hope you'll revisit it when you get the newsletter and think about it some more then. It's also a reminder to you that glimmers come in little tiny packages and sometimes really big packages with wings. Whichever way you're looking at it, we need them. They occupy the spaces in our brain that can otherwise be occupied with negative thoughts, and so we might as well kick them out with some really amazing things. With that, I say, you guys, it is time to give you back to your Sunday and me back to my Sunday. I say, as always, it is my reminder to please, please, please take care of your meat suit. So if that's hopping on a bike, going for a walk, taking a swim, or even just taking a shower and taking a nap, please make sure you take care of your meat suit. Make sure you're taking care of your headspace, right? Keeping it clean up there, keeping it neat, no cobwebs, all trimmed, all aligned, all of those things. And then, of course, make sure that you are keeping your eyes, ears, nose, hands, everything, all of it open to all of the glimmers out there, big and small, because we need every single one of them, right? And with that, I say I will see you guys out and about on the interwebs. I will be back here next Sunday for the next Growing Gratitude at 10 a.m. Eastern. And until then, please, please, please take care of yourselves. Have a good one. Bye.